Good day, folks. Today I'm going to be reviewing the game The Ninth World. Now in the Ninth World, you're going to be trying to gain the most amount of valor points by the time the game ends. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be bidding in different phases for different things. You may be bidding for ciphers, for creatures, for different quests in order to try to get your valor points up. So let's check it out. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and show you all of the different components, and then I'm going to show you how the game is played. Right here, this is what is called your Valor board, and you're going to be keeping track of how many Valor points that you get. Object of the game is you're going to go ahead and try to get as many Valor points as you can. And you're going to go ahead and put your token over here on the 0 to start. Right here, you've got a character card. This is mine that I'm going to be using for this review, but there are several different types of character cards, and I'll just show you some here. There's quite a lot. And what these character cards are going to have is they're going to have some abilities. This one's going to tell you the type of phase cards that you're going to start with to bid with. This is going to have an ability that you're going to be able to use once, and then this is going to give you a regular ability. Over on this section, this is what is called the path, and the path is going to be consisting of 9 rounds. Some of these cards are going to have what are called departures, and these are just simply actions that you're going to take whenever you're swapping out the different phases. And there's a whole bunch of these cards that are available that you can use. Now on the board here, you've got 5 different types of cards. You've got scout cards, tinker cards, charm cards, combat cards, and focus cards. All of these are going to represent the different phases, and each of the different phases you're going to be able to do different things. The scout card, for example, is you're going to be able to pick up wilderness cards and claim them. Tinker cards are going to be able to buy what are called ciphers and so on, and I'll give you some more detail about that in just a bit. But anyway, the card is going to have a rank. This one is a Scout 1. This is how much it's going to cost, and then this is how much that it's going to be worth whenever you're bidding. So this will be worth 1. Now you will be able to upgrade these cards throughout the game, and if you do so, you're going to make the card's going to be worth more, but only on this particular phase, the scout phase. In any other phase, it's only going to be worth 1, but you can go up to 4 different ranks. These are effort cards. You're going to be receiving 3 of these in the beginning, and they're going to be worth 1 point for bids. Here is the bid shield. Whenever you're bidding, you're going to just simply stick the cards underneath this and then reveal it and show everybody what you bid, and you'll go from there. You also have several different types of tokens over here. These are the different hero tokens, and then you'll go ahead and take one that's synonymous with your color. These are the quest tokens, and you're going to be using these tokens on the quest phase. 2 different decks of cards here. You've got the wilderness cards, and I'll just go ahead and show you them. There's several different types of cards here. The green ones are going to be ciphers. The yellow ones are going to be what are called quests. And then you also have cards for combat. These are going to have creatures on them. Each of these cards are going to have the amount that they're worth, the amount of valor that you'll get for them, and then also it'll have a little text on here that you're going to follow whenever you pick the card up. And it could be one you use immediately or one that you can use during the game. And the town cards work the same way. They look the same. The only difference is that you're going to be dealing these cards out at the beginning of each of the rounds. You're going to be dealing these cards after all the phases are over. Here we got some dice. You're going to be using these dice on certain cards. This is a good roll, this is a bad roll, and this is neutral. So depending on whether you roll a good or bad, that's going to give you either a penalty or some kind of an award. So let's just kind of give you an idea how this game works. So with this particular card, you'll see it says, I am a clever Tinker 1. So this means I'm going to be getting 2 of these Tinker cards in the beginning to help me bid, along with the 3 effort cards. First phase is going to be the scout phase. I'm going to look over here on my path, and it says play normally. So with the scout phase, what you're going to do is you're going to bid for claiming these wilderness cards over here. Now the way bidding works, you're going to just put some cards under your bid shield over here, and then you're going to reveal them, and then any cards that you use you're going to go ahead and place on here, and they're going to be out until the end of the final round. But for this review, I'm just going to kind of pick up cards just so I can kind of show you how the game works. So the way it works, let's just say I decide I was going to bid 2 or something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and reveal 2 of these wilderness cards here, and I'm going to go ahead and place a couple of these tokens on here like so, and this will be a way that I can just mark the card and claim it later. I will be able to claim the card later in the Tinker phase, the Charm phase, and the Combat phase. After all the phases are over, if those cards are still there, another player can go ahead and try to claim it. But anyway, I will be able to pick these cards up later. if I want to. So I've gone ahead and spent 2 bidding cards. So I will go ahead and put these cards here, and then everybody would go. Now, the first thing that's going to happen is people are going to be able to use their powers first, and that's going to be from the lowest bid to the highest bid. After that, that's when people are going to be able to claim their cards from the highest bid to the lowest bid. All right, so next up is the Tinker phase, and the Tinker phase is going to be for the cipher cards over here, which are green. So I'm going to move this down to round 2. This says Wilderness Quest cannot be claimed, so I'm not going to be able to claim any of these. Let's just say I bid 3 for the Tinkers. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up this card. So this card says in the Scout or Tinker phase, discard this to add 1 point of that skill. This is going to be 4 Valor, so I'll go ahead and put the Valor there. So I'll be able to use this card later, so I'm going to go ahead and place it down. And we'll go on to the next phase, which is the Charm phase. Over here it says round 3 play normally, so I'll do that. Now the Charm phase is going to have what are called quests on them, and they're also going to have like the type of quest, like a scout quest, for example. The way it works is whenever you buy the card, you're going to go ahead and get this, but there's going to be different tiers here. So whenever you complete a tier, you will be able to get this amount of Valor later, and then this amount if there's another one. For this particular one, it says if you have marked a wilderness card and have 4 other wilderness cards marked, complete a tier. So this will be a way you'll be able to complete this particular tier, but each of the cards are going to have something different. You'll go ahead and use this little quest marker to mark your card. So let's just say I decide I'm not going to bid anything for that, and we'll go on to the combat. So the combat's going to go ahead and be the creatures, and let's just say I happen to have a couple of cards left. I'm going to go ahead and bid 1. Here, round 4, it says on departure, discard all town and wilderness ciphers. Okay, so that's something I'm going to have to do whenever I leave. So let's just go ahead and say I have a bunch of cards left. I'm going to go ahead and bid 3. I'll go ahead and put them down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and claim this card over here that I marked earlier. Okay, so this card says when claimed, roll a die. So this is going to give me 5 Valor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go ahead and roll a die and see what happens. I rolled this, which is a good symbol. This says, good, draw 1 discarded skill card. Okay, so then I'll go ahead and just draw this back out here for myself and put it back in. So I'm going to go ahead and discard this card. It's out of play now. So finally, the focus phase is going to be last, and I'll go ahead and move this down. This says play normally. And with the focus phase, you're just simply going to be bidding to get some upgraded cards. The way the upgrades work is you're just simply going to pay this cost. So let's just say I happen to bid 2, and I wanted to get a scout card. I don't have any scout cards right now. But by doing this, I would go ahead and pick up this card. If I wanted to upgrade, I could do that. The only thing is once you upgrade, you'll just go ahead and turn in the lower ranked card. And that's basically the way all the phases are going to work. Now, there are what are called wound cards, and there's also power abilities here that you can earn throughout the game. If you get one of these, you're just simply going to place it over your ability on that. If you get a wound, you're going to place it in the same area over here, and if you want to get rid of this wound, you're going to have to spend 2 skill points in the focus phase. You'll also score 5 Valor if you are able to get one of each of these type of cards in your bidding pool. And every time you upgrade, like you have a level 2 of all of them, you'll get the same thing. You'll lose 5 points for any wounds, and this is going to be at the end of the game. The game will end after 9 rounds or 5 rounds, depending on how long or short you want the game. The person that has the most amount of Valor is going to win. The Ninth World reminds me of some games that I have from a company called Pencil First. The theme is not the same, but they have games that are more from the relaxing side. There's not a tremendous amount of pressure or a tremendous amount of thought that you have to do in order to enjoy the game. You're just trying to get points in various ways, and there's a lot of different ways that you can get points, and this game kind of reminds me of that. When you look at the game from the outside, it looks like it's really complicated, but it's really not. It's a pretty simple game to pick up. You just have the 5 different phases that you're going to be bidding in, and then you've got different things that you can do to try to get the Valor points. You can take different quests, you can take different creatures. And mainly the strategy in the game is going to be when do you want to bid and how much do you want to bid depending on what's out there. The game to me is a light game. It looks heavy, but it's really a light game. You're mainly, again, just going to be bidding, grabbing things, getting your Valor points up, and just kind of repeating the process a few times until the game is over. I do like the path idea. They have all those different cards that you have that can kind of change the game up a little bit. Great variety of cards in the wilderness and also in the town, and then you also have a lot of different characters that you can choose choose from. The components are very nice. The artwork is really nice. I think people that are looking for a game that is not overly complicated, doesn't require too much thought, and just gives you some different little challenges that you can do as well, might want to check this game out. All right, guys, that's my review of the Ninth World. We'll see you later. Keep on gaming.